This is 7:30 Tea with Ree.
So I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally stranded in a flooding canal.
He's like, oh, I hope you don't mind. I invited my friends.
When he pulls up to pick me up, he's in a weird-looking van.
Ree is spilling all the tea. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 7:30 Tea with Ree. I'm really excited for this episode, you guys, because this is going to be my very first spiked tea with Ree, where I get drunk and I tell you some embarrassing stories. And I'm filming this in my room right now, so if you hear some busy noise, I'm so sorry, because it is really hard to film at home. It's super hard because sometimes my family's really loud, or you hear my dog walking around my room with his little bells jingling. But I did try to cover up the noise with some cozy jazz music, if you hear that a bit in the background. Plus, I wanted it to set the tone. And honestly, I play this music whenever I'm trying to focus on anything podcast related, and it helps me a lot because it makes me feel like I'm in like a different setting. But without further ado, let's get this wine going. It's giving ASMR. Okay, I have a secret to spill already. Not gonna lie, this is my second time recording this episode, actually. See, what had happened is I recorded the first one fully on video, thinking that it would be super easy to edit. Turns out the file is way too big to export in my audio recording app, and so it wouldn't let me. And I tried deleting past episodes from that app. Don't worry, I have them saved in my files, so I still have them regardless, but I tried deleting them and the file was way too big. It had too many gigabytes. And yeah, I don't know if you guys understood any of what that meant, but yeah, I explained it to you as best as I could, and basically my ass has to record this. But you know what? I'm not mad, because to be honest with you, I'm such a perfectionist. I kind of wasn't fully satisfied with how that one came out anyways. So yeah, even though I said this was my first time filming this spiked tea, it's technically my second time, but you get the gist of it. Let me take a sip because I'm rambling now. More of a gulp, sorry. Anyways, I'm glad for this because if you guys don't know, if I haven't explained this, I script just about every single one of my episodes. So, it's going to be different in this one because instead of it being a scripted episode, it is going to be an outlined episode, which basically means I'm not going bit by bit. Not that I go bit by bit for all of my episodes either, but I usually follow like a set kind of routine. Now with this, I'm kind of more so letting my thoughts be a little bit freer rather than having them as organized as they usually are, which is more fun. It's laid back. It feels like we're having more of a conversation, and it usually does feel like we are having one. But this one's just like a looser, more candid version. So you guys are really gonna get the real me tonight while I'm drunk. So, fun stuff. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? I know I'm doing pretty well. I had a pretty nice day today, honestly. It was really relaxing. I feel like I actually really got to relax. Like, I took my dog to the park, but we went to, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Avalon Park and Preserve in Stony Brook. If any of you guys are listening from another state, I'm from Long Island, New York, so that's for reference. So if you wanted to search up that park and what it looks like, or ever visit Long Island, it's a really beautiful park. And it's really relaxing. And you can bring your dogs, obviously. I brought my dog. It's really big. It's really pretty. It's got like really nice nature trails. You can go hiking There's like some cool little man-made parts too, and there's just a lot. I think it's a really beautiful park. I'm honestly obsessed with it, and you get to see so much foliage in the fall season. Like, the colors are so pretty. I actually picked leaves today because I like to meditate with the leaves. It sounds funny, but like, it's honestly good to do, to incorporate nature with meditation. So it's kind of the same as like when people use bay leaves to meditate with or manifest with. You write your intentions down on the leaves and then you burn them. So that's what I like to do when I pick the leaves. Or, you know, I might crush them up and free them into the wind. There's a lot of ways you can manifest, but I like to use the leaves a lot. For the record, guys, I am a huge lightweight, so good luck to you. If I start acting real sloppy, I'm so sorry, but I'm so not, because I don't drink the same anymore ever since college. Also, guys, just so you know, this isn't going to be a one-time thing. I'm thinking of making this spiked tea with Ree thing a once a month thing, and I think I'm going to do it the first of every month. Well, not, you know, like the first, because, you know, as you guys know, every episode is released on a Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. So it would be the first Tuesday of every month. I'm thinking of doing these. That way you guys get a more personal side of me that not everybody gets to see. And plus, this feels nice. It feels like a little gossip session right now. I think this would be nice. That way we can bond a little bit more. Because I don't want it to be like just you guys spilling your drama and then I'm just sitting here judging you guys and giving you my full opinion. No, I want you guys to know shit about me too. And I got a lot of shit to tell. I got a lot of shit to say. So, you know, it works out for both of us. I have a lot of embarrassing ass stories, and I'm really excited to get into the ones that I have for today because they're really fucking embarrassing. So we're gonna get into those in a sec, but before I get into those, I'm gonna tell you guys what this podcast is about if you're new here. So this podcast is all about spilling tea and sharing your deepest, darkest secrets. So if you have any tea to spill, DM me on Instagram at 730tea with Ree. You spell that 730TEAWITHRIE. Or you can DM me on my main Instagram account at Rihanna Flores, and you spell that RIEANNAFLORES. And if you wish to be anonymous, please let me know. Stories should be up to 500 words or less. And if you want to send an audio voice message instead of typing out your story, please keep it up to 5 minutes max. Thank you. Wait, why does that sound like ASMR? I've always thought about doing ASMR. Oh my lord. Ugh, don't mind me. Don't mind me and my annoying ass. Anyways, let's get into our first story of this episode. And before I do, because this story is really fucking embarrassing, actually. I'm gonna pour myself another glass over here. If you guys can hear it. I think you guys can hear it. Kind of want to make sure that you guys can hear it. This wine bottle, honestly, is almost finished. So that should tell you enough in how this episode's gonna go. So, anyways, this first embarrassing ass story is called My Pad Blew Up During Swim Practice. It sounds exactly how it sounds, honestly. It sounds exactly how that title sounds. Except maybe not entirely what you're thinking. Like, it didn't, you know, explode. It wasn't a bomb. It didn't go off. It, you know, it didn't explode. It was not what you think like that. But this thing literally blew up like a big fucking balloon. Okay, so let me start with this. So when I was in high school, I had tried out for the swim team my freshman year. I'd always done swimming. I always thought swimming was cool, so I was like, yeah, let me join the swim team. Now, I didn't know how swimming worked with periods. I didn't know, like, how do you do that? How do you manage that? I didn't know how to put a tampon on. I always only wore pads. And so I had no clue how to put a tampon on. And my mom doesn't know how to do it either. She never wears a tampon. So my mom made me call my aunt. And literally, she had me sit in the bathroom by myself while I'm on the phone with my aunt, while my aunt literally directs me on where to put this tampon in my vagina. Like, practically, like, fully telling me, like, oh, you just move it a little bit this way to the left, and you do this, that's that, and there's no possible way it won't go in because your pee hole is smaller than the other hole. And I'm like, oh, you can murder me right now. Murder me, just, I don't know, just throw me in a ditch. It was so fucking awkward and uncomfortable, but you know what? I figured out how to get the tampon in. So that was a really cool step for me. That was really awesome for me at 14. Anyways, so I figured out how to put the tampon on and everything, but like, I was worried still going to swim practice, and my mom was worried too. So my mom suggested to me, like, why don't you wear like a liner or a pad or something on your swimsuit? And I was like, that's a great idea, Mom. Like, I didn't think of that. Like, so she told me to wear that like with the tampon. So that tampon wasn't going anywhere. That shit stayed good, you know? But I was worried that I would bleed through magically. And so I put a fucking liner on. And I am swimming. We're doing laps and everything and stuff like that. And as I'm swimming, I feel this really big thing in my swimsuit. I feel like a really big load. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh my God, no. What's happening right now? I didn't know if it was a huge blood clot. I had no fucking idea, right? Right, so I swim and I continue acting normal with these laps. I swam so fucking fast ahead of everybody to get to the other side of the pool where the bathroom side was, right? And I swam there so fast before anybody else could get there. I sprinted out of the pool so nobody could see, because thankfully all of their heads were under the water. I ran so fast, and I immediately catch this thing falls out of me. It fell. I had to pick it up real quick, and the liner was this big. It looked like, have you ever been to Kmart when you were little, or like any toy store, and they had these stupid squishy things with water filled in it? And you could squish it and it would just like slipper everywhere. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? If you don't, just search up squishy toy from the 90s. And I'm sure you'll see what I mean. That thing was fucking filled. My liner was filled. It probably looked like I had a load of shit in my bathing suit. If anybody saw me sprinting off, they probably saw what looked like a load of shit in my bathing suit. And yeah, as soon as I got into that bathroom, that thing fell, and I quickly picked it up. I threw it into the trash can before anybody could see, and I sprinted back into the pool. And my friends were like, oh, like, what happened? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just really had to use the bathroom. I had to pee so bad. I didn't want to do it in the pool. They had no fucking idea. And you know what? I never told them. Until now. So, you know, if you guys are listening, that's what happened. That's what happened when I ran out of the pool, you guys. Ooh. The worst thing. But thank God nobody caught me. That would have been way worse. Like, I think I would have died of mortification. Oh my God. Ooh, thank God. Thank God. Anyways. Yeah, that was the first embarrassing story that I have today. Now we're going to get into my second embarrassing ass story. So this one is really awful. These are all awful, but this is, oh my, So, this happened, like, last year, too, even. Yeah, it happened right around last year. So I was working at this shitty ass job, which that will be a story for another episode because I have so much tea on that job that I was working at. But this fucking job, I was working there, whatever, and I had to travel to the city for it one of the days. I was heading home from the city from this fucking shitty ass job, and I was so hungry. I was like starving out of my fucking mind, and I was really craving fried chicken. So I stopped off at Popeyes. If you know me, you know I love fried chicken. You know I love Popeyes. You know I live for that shit. So yeah, I was fucking fiending for some Popeyes. And so pretty much everywhere I go, I use Apple Pay now. Ever since I figured out that Apple Pay was a thing, I just thought it was the most amazing thing to exist. So I just have been using it everywhere. I don't bring my wallet in with me sometimes because I'm just like, whatever, I got Apple Pay, right? So I go in, and I mean, I swear I should have brought it in. I had cash in there and everything, you know? But I go in without my wallet, just my Apple Pay. And I go to pay for this meal, and it's just $12, right? Right. So it's like $12 and however many cents. And I put my card in, I pay, and it says on the screen remaining $2, right? So I'm thinking to myself, like, that's weird. I don't know why it says that, but whatever. Like, maybe it's just a glitch in the screen. No, this woman told me, oh, you still have to pay $2. Just put your card in again. So I put my card in again, and my card fucking declines $2. And I'm like, what the hell's happening, right? Like, maybe there's some type of metallic failure in my card, you know, with the chip and shit, like maybe like the metal, like what, I don't know how to explain this, but you get what I mean, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, I thought maybe something happened with the technology. No, I told her, I was like, oh, well, let me like check my bank, like let me check. I open my Citibank app, and I gasp because it says $0.00, and I'm like, what the fuck? Turns out the day before that, I actually had bought a whole bunch of stuff off Amazon, and I forgot that I did that. And usually, like, you see when the money goes down right away. So I thought that I still had all of this money. Turns out the money didn't process. It didn't take out and process until the next day. So I spent so much on fucking Amazon, and it all processed the next day to the point where it all said $0.00. And I was like, oh fuck. Like, this bitch she thinks I'm fucking like broke, you know? Like, she literally, like, she looked at me funny, and I was like, oh, like, I could just run to my car real quick and just, I have cash in there. And she's like, miss, it's okay. It's okay. Like, she's feeling so sorry for me. I'm just like, no, like really, I can, like, I'm fine. And she's like, it's okay, miss, it's okay. Like, here you go, just take your drink and your meal. Like, she was treating me like I was fucking broke. And I'm like, girl, I'm literally wearing Burberry right now. Like, I'm not fucking broke, you know? I felt so embarrassed, but I also was laughing at myself in that moment because it just would happen to me, right? Like, of course, it would happen to me. My card would decline $2. Like, how fucking embarrassing is that? So, yeah, that was the worst. At Popeyes, too? Like, that just makes it way worse. It makes it way worse than it was at Popeyes. My God. Oh. Let me drink this wine. Okay, so my last and final story of the day, this one takes the cake. This is the most fucking embarrassing story. So this one is called, His Dad Almost Filed a Police Report on Me. I can't wait to tell this one, because this one is really fucking funny, and I can't wait to tell you guys the details. I have also pictures for this too. You guys will find this really funny, and if any of you guys want to see the picture, Just wait till I get there. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm giving too much away. Actually, I'm giving barely anything away. Let me fucking get into the story. So, I think it was 2 summers ago. Yeah, maybe 2 summers ago or last summer, wherever. I was talking to this guy. I was in like a situationship, right? And I really liked this boy. Like, he was so fine. He was my exact type and everything. Like, I was so into this man. And we were really considering, like, keeping up our little situationship while he was about to go long distance. Like, he was gonna go to, like, upstate New York, but, like, upstate, like, 3 hours away type thing. I've already done the whole long distance thing. I really didn't want to do it again, but I really liked this boy. And so we were going to continue, like, doing whatever. Like, we didn't make things official, but we wanted to continue dating, like, going on dates and seeing each other and, you know, planning fun things together. And so, you know, he was going to be going away, and I still wanted to hang out with him before he left. I wanted to spend his last day with him. So it was around my birthday too. I think it was like the week right before my birthday. So it was a Wednesday, okay? And now the days matter, okay? Wednesday, I went over to his house because it was his last day. It was his last day on Long Island before he went upstate. And, you know, I get to his house. It's late. I had gotten off work. And it was like 9 p.m. type late. And everybody else at his house had like gone to bed except for his stepmom. So I met her, but his dad went to bed. So his dad didn't know what I looked like or anything really. Like he's shown his dad a picture, but he, you know, he's a dad. Dads don't have like thick memory. Like it doesn't work like that for the elderly, you know? I'm standing outside the door, and I, like, briefly noticed that they have, like, a Ring camera, but I didn't think too much into it. I'm like, you know, I have a Ring camera. I'm just standing there smiling like an idiot, waiting for the boy that I like to open this fucking door and let me in. And, like, you know, he let me in eventually, but I was standing there by myself, just smiling. You know when you're just in your own world, not even thinking much into it. And so he lets me in, and, like, we hung out. Yada, yada, yada. I actually have so much stories on him, which will be in another episode coming up soon, by the way. So stay tuned for that because, oof, oh my god. But anyways, we hung out, whatever. That was that. And, you know, a few days later, he had already moved upstate. He was there. He was pretty much settling in just fine. And then I get a text from him saying like, oh my god, my dad thought you were trying to break in. And I was like, what? And so he calls me and he's sending me screenshots of his dad. He's sending me screenshots of a conversation with his dad. His dad sent him a picture. It's a screenshot of me on the Ring camera, standing there at the door smiling. So this is what happened. Basically, you know how on the Ring camera, sometimes things don't like fully update until later? So that all happened on Wednesday night. We saw each other, right? For some reason, he didn't get that notification of that footage until Saturday. So he thought that somebody was breaking into their house while this kid he moved upstate. So obviously, like, you know, nobody would be coming to see him if he's upstate. So when it updated on a Saturday and it's just the dad that's there with the stepmom, they're like, who the fuck is this? When really that footage was from Wednesday. You get what I'm saying? So he doesn't know what I look like. So he fucking sent this picture of me smiling outside of his front door to the guy I was talking to and was like, do you know who this person is? This person like waltzed in our front door and walked around and just broke into our house and didn't do anything. They just walked around. And it was so fucking embarrassing. And the guy I was talking to, he had to be like, no, Dad, like, that's Rihanna. Like, that's from the other day. See, that's the same outfit she was wearing. It was so fucking embarrassing. So not only did his dad send that to him, not only did he do that, he sent it to everybody. His dad sent it to fucking all of their neighbors, all of their friends, everybody he knew. I'm pretty sure I was on the fucking neighborhood watch thing on the Ring app because they had no fucking idea who I was. Well, his dad had no idea. His dad had no fucking idea who I was. And so, yeah, his dad literally was super fucking close to filing a police report because he was like, who the fuck is this suspicious ass person just smiling menacingly at their front door? So, yeah, it's the most fucking embarrassing thing I've ever. Like, how? Oh, that would only happen to me, too. That really would only happen to me. I swear to you, the most embarrassing shit always happens to me. And sometimes I'm not always entirely mad about it because I get to tell the stories about it. I'm always gonna get to tell the craziest motherfucking story. Like, that... Only me, bro. Only fucking me. Anyways, thank you so much for listening, though, to everything that I had to say today, guys, because honestly, I'm getting kind of drunk already towards the end of this, so it's probably very good timing that this is like at its end. But thanks for listening, and honestly, I had so much fun doing this. I really liked this a lot. It made me happy, and it made me feel like I could just talk to you guys about things, and so I really like it. But we're gonna close this episode out with our usual sound healing. So sit back, lie down, relax, shut your eyes, take a deep breath in from your nose and out from your mouth, and I'm gonna play. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining today's episode. I really enjoyed having you guys here, and I always appreciate when you guys are here, so thank you so much for listening today and being a part of this. This was really fun for me, and it released a lot of endorphins, so I feel really good. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you guys next week. And yeah, goodbye!